So, how many of you have people who come to you for advice? I do, all the time. My kids, my husband, peers, or sometimes strangers on the side of the street. When people come to me for advice, I have to be very careful where I'm pointing them to. What do I mean by that? Well, when my kids come to me for advice, it is so easy for me to just tell them what to do. Tell them what they need to do, what I think they should do, how it should happen, and then expect them to follow the advice or fall on their face. But what am I doing when I just give them a plan and I don't do anything more than that? What I'm doing is I am teaching them to depend on me. And it's very easy to do. It's in our human nature to think we have it figured out, to offer solutions, to want to be helpful. We're not doing it from a place of malice. We're doing it from a place of love. We really want to see them succeed. The problem is if I make them dependent on me for solutions and answers, then they will always come to me when they have problems. They will always need me to give the answers. The real issue with that is I'm not always available, or, I'm not going to live forever. I won't always be here. So when we have people dependent on us for answers, it makes it difficult because we won't always be around and we can always mess up. And if we mess up, then you will rock their world because they won't know what to do. Well, the person I depended on has just messed up. What am I supposed to do with my life? It makes it challenging to live a peaceful and joyful life if you're constantly trying to manage other people's lives. I remember when my kids were little, all of them were little, like when my oldest was little, he loved to make things. Even now, he's fixing to go to college to be a mechanic. He's always loved to manipulate things with his hands. And I remember quite often he would come to me with something that he needed opened or something that he needed direction on. He wanted to know how to make this toy work or move or whatever. I can't tell you how many toys he destroyed by just taking them apart to see what was on the inside of them. And he would come to me, and as his mother, I would not show him what to do. I might give a suggestion, what if you move that screw right there? Then the lid might come off. But I didn't actually do it for him, and I didn't offer a whole lot of direction. I wanted him to figure it out on his own. And what has that produced? Well, now he's an 18-year-old who is a very good problem solver. I don't have to give him a whole lot of direction when it comes to fixing cars or whatever it is he's doing. Now, there's the occasional time he'll like, Mom, what are your thoughts on this? And I don't mind to give it to him. But for the most part, he's an independent 18-year-old. And that is what, my goal was, to produce independent children, not dependent on me for every little thing. I'm not making disciples of myself. I don't want my children to be disciples of Mom. They can say Mom did it this way, or Mom did this, or Mom did that, or Mom didn't do that, and that's fine. They can follow my example, but I don't want them to become disciples of me. I don't want anybody to become a disciple of Cindy, because Cindy fails all the time. Cindy makes the wrong choice all the time. Cindy doesn't always see the whole picture all the time. So if I'm making disciples of myself, I'm failing at my mission to be a Christian. I have to be super careful that when people come to me for advice or when my kids need my help, even in the most basic things, that I'm not pointing them to me for solutions, but instead I'm giving them scriptures, I'm offering to pray for them, or I am pointing them straight towards Jesus. And even the life that I live, the example that I want my children to follow, it should lead them to Jesus. Because I'm not always going to be around for them to follow in my footsteps. I'm not always going to be around to give a helpful word. But if their first thought is, oh man, I'm in trouble, I need to pray, then I've succeeded. But if their first thought is, oh man, I've made a mistake, I need to talk to mom and find out what to do, then I'm lacking. I need to readjust, realign, and refocus and make sure I'm pointing them towards Jesus. So I'm not having a clan of people running around dependent on Cindy, but instead I'm showing people, hey, look, Jesus is the solution. He's the answer. He's the one with the real solutions. He knows the beginning from the end. Let's go to Jesus. It's not wrong to give advice here and there. We've got life experiences we can bank on. But even the advice we give should essentially point to the main advice giver, to the one who knows it all, to the one who has all power to actually change things, to Jesus. So today I'm asking you, are you making disciples of yourself, or are you pointing people to Jesus?